A startling discovery was uncovered in China in recent years that has shocked the world. During their investigation of the demography of the Chinese people, American researchers came across a discovery that both surprised and alarmed them. China is one of the countries in the world that has the highest population density because it has more than 1.4 billion people living there. However, this new information is giving scientists and other experts cause for alarm. And despite new technology rules, why don't surveillance cameras seem to be a viable answer to the crisis? Why is China still losing so many people? Stay tuned as we investigate further. This population that has gone missing could have a significant bearing on the economics and stability of the country. The Chinese government must take action to solve this problem and discover what has become of these missing persons. The Chinese government has not yet stated the disappearance of people, but the rest of the world is demanding that an exhaustive investigation be conducted into this matter. In a recent investigation that was carried out in the U.S. by scientists, the researchers came across a sizable number of missing people in the records of their country. With nearly 1.4 billion inhabitants, China is one of the countries with the highest population density in the world. The fact that records from the country have shown the existence of missing people has raised concerns among members of the scientific community and scholars. The disappearance of a large portion of China's population is cause for concern because it may point to a variety of underlying problems, including breaches of human rights, patterns of migration, or even possible wrongdoing. A comprehensive investigation into this problem is being demanded by the international community to unearth the truth and learn what has become of these individuals who have gone missing. Late in January 2022, there were reports of a woman chained to the wall of a cabin in a rural area of eastern China. Later investigations revealed that the woman, Xiao Huamei, was kidnapped in the late 1990s by traffickers in the southwest of China and sold to a guy in the east. He and she had 8 children since then. People were outraged by the case, which prompted requests for a more in-depth investigation into China's history of human trafficking. Between 2017 and 2020, at least 1,250 trafficked women were brought before Chinese courts. Traffickers kidnapped vulnerable women to sell them as wives to men in different parts of China. This was a recurring theme in these crimes. Even yet, it's possible that many more examples have yet to be discovered. The census data for the area where Zhao was imprisoned revealed some concerning movement patterns. For example, many young women from low-income provinces in China's southwest are marrying in rural areas in the east. Most marriages have a place in areas where abortions are performed based on the gender of the baby. This has resulted in significant gender imbalances in the population. Although it is impossible to say how many of these marriages were put up illegally, residents said they knew a few female refugees who were coerced into marriages. The findings indicate that human trafficking in the past should be investigated on a nationwide basis. Following the public outcry over Zhao's case, China's Ministry of Public Security announced a 10-month crackdown on the trade, since there is still a backlog of cases that have not been addressed. Is the Chinese government doing anything to combat human trafficking? The Chinese government has attempted to combat human trafficking over the years. Every year, the Ministry of Public Security organizes programs to prevent human trafficking. This is accomplished by establishing DNA databases and online platforms where people can give tips. However, many individuals believe that the government's actions thus far have been insufficient, as evidenced by the manner they handled the Zhao Huamei issue. People have been quite critical of what the government has done, from initially rejecting the possibility of trafficking to making ambiguous and conflicting remarks. The government talks about women's rights and has laws in place to combat human trafficking, but its main purpose has always been to stay in power and maintain what they call human rights, social stability. Unmarried men are viewed as unstable. The party is unconcerned about combating human trafficking or ensuring women's rights and safety. But why aren't local governments and women's federations doing more to combat female trafficking? Wang Yaqi stated in the Zhao Huamei case demonstrated how village leaders and local governments were fine with males buying women if it meant increasing China's declining birth rate. We've observed in recent years that authorities' expertise is still lacking. When discussing the differences between men and women, they still mention men needing spouses and having more children. This is why there does not appear to be a crackdown on human trafficking in China. Because the Chinese government doesn't care about women, putting up 1 billion surveillance cameras won't help. And that's all for today. Stay connected for more such videos and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.